Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? Rockstars, how y'all doing? How y'all living? How y'all been? How y'all mama been? Listen, we went on ahead and lightened the hair. Remember I told y'all in the last, a couple of top of the vlogs ago that I was going to be lifting the color. I did a bleach bath and I did a watercolor. I did all of that. And this is what we came up with. I'm actually happy with the color. It could have been a little bit darker. I probably will eventually put it a little bit darker. But I kind of feel like for the summer, this is fine, you guys. But yeah, I did put it through a lot. That bleach bath, even though I think it was healthier for my hair overall, because the hair is not dry or anything, but I think it still did kind of stress it out. And then doing the color over it and everything. So it just needs a break. So I'm not going to fix it right now. I'm just going to let it roll like this for the summertime. And then when we get closer to the fall times, you know, I might put it a little darker. But yeah, Jada told me I look like a Disney character. And then she sent me a picture. I'm going to put it in here. She said I look just like old girl. But yeah, so I like it. What y'all think? I know it is kind of bright and stuff. Everybody at work has just been like, oh, well, look at you. But I'm glad because the curls did stay. This hair, I told you guys, was from Wiggins. And it is very thick and it takes a lot of product. If you can tell, like certain areas are curlier than others because I obviously missed areas when I was putting the mousse and shit on there. So some of it is more curl defined than others and all that. I have got to figure out, any of my curly hair girls out there, what do you guys use? I usually use the olive oil, you know, the mousse, and that works well for my other curly hair, and it works well on this hair too, but I got to damn near use a whole bottle. This shit drinks it up. I mean, drinks it up. So y'all give me some suggestions. Anyway, that's not why we here, even though y'all probably was gonna ask me some questions. So that's Debbie calling me, girl. I'm gonna have to call you back in a minute now. I already started the video. Listen, why are we here today? Child, there ain't really nothing else to talk about but Puffy. And I actually am tired of talking about Puffy because at this point, what else is we gonna say? Okay, nigga, you not sorry. And, you know, let's see where the feds come up, what they gonna come up with this. You know, everything else is just everybody giving their opinion. I mean, I guess that's what I'm going to do today. Well, we got some fallout, I should say, from the Puffy video that he posted, his quote-unquote apology video, or, you know, him being so disgusted with himself. Okay, not necessarily apologizing to Cassie. We're going to talk about that in a second. First, let's talk about, like I said, some of the fallout, some of the people that have reactions to Puffy and what he said. First, we had Kelly Price. She wasn't first. There were other people that were talking. But Kelly Price did make a little mark on the blogs this week because Kelly posted a prayer for Puffy, you know, in support of him. I'm assuming she likes him, is a fan of his, maybe even knows him. And, you know, so she posted this whole long prayer and saying what her wish was for him and how he should, you know, what he should do to get through this and all this. And it was just so incredibly tone deaf and so incredibly borderline ignorant for her to post something like that. It's just sort of like, what happened to the victim? How is it that you ignore the victim in this? I mean, how callous can you look? And then to wrap it around religion and all, it's just, girl, go somewhere. But it's not surprising for the likes of a Kelly Price because, you know, Kelly is one of those people who's kind of self-righteous, who likes to go against the grain. Like, I feel like Kelly likes the attention, the negative attention, that sometimes she realizes that the things that she says is going to garner negative attention, but then she will still receive that. And like I said, she actually goes after it, if you ask me. And so then when people really had a lot to say about that first post that she made, this prayer that she made, then she doubled down on it, honey. She made another video and she said she is not concerned about the opinions of others, okay? And she is not religious. Okay, she loves God. And and I just was like, Kelly, just go away. I don't know why we even give Kelly the time of day these days, you know. If it wasn't for her being able to sing it down, I would not even be able to tolerate looking at Kelly. Okay, the other day I was listening to Whitney Houston playlist, and you know the song, what you did to me. Let me tell you, that bitch sang her ass off in that song. I was like, oh, I forgot all about how much of a hit this song was, you guys. Her, Faith, and Whitney. That's the Kelly that I prefer to listen to. I don't want to know nothing about their personal life no more, you know, because they gonna disappoint you every fucking time, every damn time. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can have a discussion about separating the artist from the music, because I've been seeing a lot of that. People are trying to justify still listening to these people's music, or still supporting people that make movies that have been problematic, be it sexual abuse, domestic violence, and you know, those are the biggest issues right now. And people are having plenty of discussion on whether or not they're going to continue to listen to their music or watch their movies and things like that. You know, when we talk about Weinstein, when we talk about Puffy, when we talk about R. Kelly, when we talk about Trey Songz, when we talk about a lot of people who have, you know, we know or we have heard about them being problematic. There's been quite a bit of talk, or it has just been downright confirmed about it. Like, what do you do in that sense? Do you still listen to their music? You know, there was a time when we didn't know anything about these artists, and we listened to their music, we watched their movies and everything. And so now, in this day of social media and everything being so available to everybody, you know, does it come to a point where, you know, you feel like you can't even support their music anymore, even though you've already purchased the music, you already have it in your library, you know, you've already watched the movie, I mean, you already purchased the DVD. People don't even do DVDs anymore, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, where do you draw the line? I'm having a hard time with it, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I did cut R. Kelly out of my, I cut R. Kelly out. As much as it hurt my heart, it just felt like that was the right thing to do, you know? But now we've got a lot of people who are starting to show themselves in the most negative ways. And it's just like, I guess when it comes to me, I guess when it comes to anybody, it's just where you fall morally. Like, if you feel like you absolutely cannot listen to anything or see anything that a person that has done those type of crimes have done, you know, then I see why you would cut it out. But am I the only one, you know, who's just like, because there's music that I really like, and it involves some of those artists, some of the people that I've spoken about, and it's just sort of like, what do you do in that case, you know? And are you going to look like an asshole if you still listening to Puffy music, if you still listen to R. Kelly music, you know, if you still listen to Trey Songz, if you still listen to, you know, there's been talk about Shia LaBeouf, who's been recently resurfaced, and, you know, everybody was like, why are we accepting him? You know, he had beat FKA Twigs, and you know, but he's gone to rehabilitation, he's turned into a different person. Now it's like, well, that's what they're saying, we don't know that for a fact, but he looks like he's healthy, he looks different than when he was, you know, out there. You know, do we hold him to the cross and say we are not supporting it, or do we believe that he's being rehabilitated in a different, like, where do you draw the line? That's the question that I have for you guys. I feel pretty good about that, because that just came off the top of my head. Ain't even in my notes, y'all. But anyway, all that to say about Kelly Price, I don't know, girl, you just, the self-importance, the self-righteousness, the whole just, you know, and then she's kind of one of those Christians, I guess I would say, or people who love God, who likes to put other people down because they might not be as an advanced Christian as they are. You know, those types really get on my nerves too, child. I just can't. So yeah, we gonna need Kelly to go sit the fuck down somewhere and get out of my face, because you give Christians and the goodness of Christianity and religion a bad name. So we gonna move on from that. Also, other fallout, I'm sure you guys have seen it because it's been all over the blogs this morning, about Cam. Hopefully they don't flag me, you guys, because YouTube has been flagging me, and I think it's just because of these topics, you know. And I don't easily censor myself when it comes to certain words. It's not that I'm trying to go against anything. It's just that that's how I talk, and it's not like unalive to me is not natural for me to say. I just can't say unalive. Like, I don't roll off the tongue. I have to think about saying that, you know. And I hate that part of YouTube these days too. It's like everything now, you can't even just organically get up here and talk. You got to be aware of all this and people's feelings and the advertisers' feelings and the child boo. I told y'all I didn't get paid for that Cowboy Carter review that I did. I didn't say nothing negative about anything in there, and they did not. They flagged me. I tried to fight it, and they still upheld it. And I was so pissed about that, because I was just like, you know, and I had a lot of views on it. Anyway, I'm getting off. Cameron. So Cameron goes on to Abby's show on CNN, okay? What's her last name? Can't think of it. But you guys know who she is. She used to be, they had brought her on when she was younger, and she was like a political correspondent who would get up there and be on like the panel, and she was very well spoken. She was very knowledgeable. We liked her. And they ended up giving her a show on CNN, you know, and that's great. This black woman is the anchor on CNN. She has a show, you know, and she deserved it, you know, because she proved that she was able to sit up there with a lot of people who had way more seasoned time, and we knew, you know, but she did get her show. So they decided to call on Cameron, the rapper. Yes, Cameron with the pink fur and him. They called on him to come onto the show, and she was to interview him regarding the Puffy video that had come out, and, you know, what his reaction to it was. Now, granted, it was never smart to reach out to a Cameron. I don't know who all else they did reach out to who might have denied or, you know, said that they wouldn't come, or, you know, said that's okay. I don't want to get involved. I don't know who all else they reached out to, but why was Cameron even on the fucking list to begin with? Like, why? You know, obviously you guys do not know Cameron, I should say. He is not that predictable person that anyway, so you already know that you might not get the one that you thought you was gonna get. So why did they? And then there's plenty other people that are outspoken, who are well spoken, who can talk about it. I mean, off the top of my head, Aubrey O'Day, okay, she's been talking about Puffy. She's able to express herself clearly. Why didn't you guys reach out to somebody like her? She's been talking about it all the time, you know. But they had Cameron on there, and I'm not saying that Cameron is not intelligent or well-spoken, because actually he is a very well-spoken man. If you've heard him when he's being just his regular, serious, you know, regular self, and he's being not ignorant, he can speak well. But he made it a point to go on the show. I guess he was offended by the fact that they even asked him to come on the show when you already knew what the topic was. You already knew what they were asking you to come down there to talk about, yet and still you still went down there and you made a complete ass of yourself. You made yourself look stupid, you know, and I hate to pull the race card out on this, you guys, but it is what it is. You went on this black woman's show who already probably gets moments when people believe that she should not be the anchor on that channel, you know. You went on this woman's show and you embarrassed her. You embarrassed her, you know. And that's where I have a big problem with that. Why did you do that? You know, he's drinking, he's talking about, you know, I don't know Puffy like that ain't, you know, basically that's not his business. Well, what the fuck you come on this damn show for, you know? And the reason why I can tell you that he can speak well is because then after that show, he went on to Mace's podcast or whatever, and he clearly said, you know, I've never seen Puffy do that, but I denounce that. I don't like pedophilia. I don't, you know, child abuse, sexual abuse, domestic violence. Like, he said all the things that he could have very easily said on CNN as well. You know, I know that he said they invited him on there for the bullshit, but you could have very easily said, I'm not coming on there for that, you know, for that. Instead, you get on there and you embarrass her, and in turn, you embarrass yourself. you know. And but he doesn't care because obviously he, you know, that's what he wanted to do. But I just hate it. It was uncomfortable to watch. It was uncomfortable for her. You know, she navigated through it the best way that she could. But it was just like, why you did that? Why you did that? That is not cute. You too fucking grown and old to be behaving this way, you know? So no, I'm not going to support stuff like that. You should not have asked Cameron to do that. And on top of that, Cameron should have, if he was feeling a way about them, feeling like he was going to get on there and tear the man down or whatever, you should have just, or you could have even said that and still said, I don't support the kind of acts that we saw in the video. We clearly saw the video. We saw what the man did. How hard is it for you to say, yeah, I don't really know him like that, but you know, that's never okay. Like, how hard was it? Instead, you embarrassed. I was disgusted, you know. And then I was looking at the comments and people were just like, yeah, well, I got to stand with Cameron because, you know, why they want him to come. What are you guys talking about? What are you talking about? Okay. I cannot support ignorance, especially when you putting on ignorance. You're not natural. I mean, you're not an ignorant person. You just like to be ignorant. Okay. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I need the Camerons of the world to, you know, take notice, and that shit was not cool. He owes that girl an apology. Okay, if you wanted to say fuck CNN, you could have did it a different way. And while we're talking about apologies, let's talk about Puffy again. His apology video, you know, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people were talking about the fact that Puffy never did once apologize to Cassie. Okay, Cassie Ventura, the girl that had been with him for many, many years. When he's doing this apology of, you know, oh, I'm so disgusted with myself. Why is it that you didn't never say, I apologize to you, Cassie? I think that would speak so many volumes. Whether or not you believe it, like just hearing him say those words, I feel like that is something that maybe she would even like to hear. Okay. And because he was beating her ass all in public, you know, or in public places, I should say, not necessarily in public, then yes, you would think that she would like to hear a public apology. However, news have now come out and said that the reason why he's not, you know, said those words is because in their, now what they're saying, a $30 million settlement. I was like, bitch, what? You know, for everybody that's saying, oh, she was just, you know, just in it for the money, trying to get her money. Yes. I had to get my ass beat for 10 fucking 12 years or whatever it was. Yes, please pay the fucking lady. Pay me for my troubles, for my pain, for all the things that I have been through. This nigga got a whole bunch of money, and you know what? I want some of it. There's nothing wrong with that. People call it blood money or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I bled a whole bunch for this fucking money. So this woman deserves whatever it is that he gave her, okay, when it comes to finances. So I'm not mad about it. People can keep on saying it was for money or whatever. Yes, it was for money. If that had been me in that situation, yes, I want some money. And then I also want to make it sure so that you can't really make any more money. So I'm not mad at Cassie, not one bit. Okay. And so that is what they're saying, the reasons why the man has not necessarily said it. But do you believe that Puffy, I mean, there's got to be other ways that he can at least let people know that he feels some sort of remorse for it. And also, when I said remorse in my last video, I didn't feel like that was the right thing to say. When I was editing it, I should have edited that out, because I think he felt remorseful for being caught. I think he was more concerned about how he looks to his fans and the people that have supported him and listened to his music and everything, and not necessarily like, damn, I should not have beat this helpless young girl up in a hallway at a hotel, you know? So there's that too. So I apologize for that, because someone did point it out. Yeah, I just was like, yeah, that probably was not the right word to say. So that's why they said he's never apologized to her or said anything, and it kind of felt like he was talking around the topic. There's also a lot of talk about this Roger Bonds guy, who was kind of Diddy's right-hand man / security / bodyguard for many years, the years that he was with Cassie. And, Roger Bond has been speaking out, because he was the security guard in Cassie's paperwork that said that, there was somebody that would help her when Puffy would do the things that he did. And that turned out to be Roger Bond. Now, he's been speaking out, and he's been very open and saying, what the things that he saw, not necessarily giving it in detail, but yeah, he did see him get, the girls get grabbed up. He saw them get punched. He saw, all this. And he's given, he was on Piers Morgan most recently and just talking about, what he saw Puffy do to Cassie, what he saw Puffy do to Kim. And, a lot of people have a problem with the fact that he's coming out now and saying these things when he was there, live and live in color when it was happening. And, I understand why people feel like that, because it's just sort of like, are you jumping on the hate train? Are you now saying something when you really could have done something back then? There are so many layers. Things are very convoluted and difficult. He's an employee of Puffy, and these women that are there, they're continuing to stay, and it's not necessarily his story to tell. And if they weren't pressing charges, it's just hard, I think, for a lot of people to know exactly how they should move in a situation like this. You can keep telling Puffy till you blue in the face, nigga, you need to stop doing this, but other than that, like, I see that it would be a difficult place for Roger Bonds to be in, okay? But whatever happened, and their relationship suffered, and he no longer is working for Puffy, and then he decided to speak out, I'm just like, well, at least he's speaking out now. At least there is somebody that is supporting Cassie. And I don't even think that Cassie had any ill will towards him, because she mentioned him in her documents. But it is interesting that many other people who probably saw a lot of these things happen and have not spoken out. I don't know if I expect them to speak out, because them speaking out would probably implicate themselves. A lot of people are talking about Kimora and how she knows a lot about Kim, and how she could say some things, and I'm sure Kimora could say a lot of things. But Kimora would also be bringing the heat down on her own self, because Kimora's had some things that she's done that a lot of people will question or have problem with too. So you would then be bringing the fire under you as well, speaking out about this. And I kind of feel like that's what a lot of people who know Puffy, who we've known to run in circles very closely with him, the only way that they can really speak out is they're going to also have to talk about the shit that they did see, except, or whatever. And then some of the shit that they might have been doing too. You start opening up that vault of just bad memories and times of shit that you wish that, you would have liked to have locked away. But yeah, so, I just was like, well, he's supporting her. He's speaking out now. She seems to be okay with him. So that's kind of the best way that I can put it for y'all, but what you guys think about it? Do you have a problem with Roger Bonds? And then, not to be confused with Roger Bob, I slept with Roger Bob. Every time I see his name, I laugh to myself. Those were the good old Real Housewives of Atlanta days. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think about that. Do you think that, again, it's too little too late? Or, does this actually add some credibility to her story? We at this point, I think many people now really do believe her, okay? And I just can't imagine the relief. But it also has to be very anxiety-ridden times for Cassie to still be in the mix of all of this shit, when really you just don't want to have to deal with none of it, So, but yeah, you guys let me know what you think about all that. I swear, I done had stretched out this video for 25 minutes talking about Puffy. Let's get on to the next, even though it ain't really nothing, y'all. Next story, you guys. Simon and Porsha. These two are quite tiring, okay? Simon just recently posted that he's upset that his children are now displaced and basically homeless because I guess Porsha now is staying in the marital home and he is no longer there, which means that his kids, who he had joint custody with his previous wife or baby mama, I don't know what the situation was, but he has like 3 other kids or something, and he is thanking his the mother of his children for taking on the full burden as opposed to the 50-50 agreement that they had while he tried to work out his shit with Porsha. Okay. He says that his children are homeless, and you know, if he didn't have the baby mamas out there, then he don't know what he would do. You know, he can't even stay here. He's moved on to Dubai. And in the meantime, his children, you know, well, they can't be in Dubai with him. I'm sure they, you know, if they're school age and things like that, you know, these kids don't want to go to Dubai. They want to be with their friends. So, yeah, he's just saying that he doesn't really have a stable place for his kids and all that. Apparently, also, he posted that Shamia was the only Real Housewife of Atlanta who did have a Rolls Royce. To that, Porsha answered him with a reel of her walking up to the Rolls Royce that they're saying that he actually gifted to her when they got together or got married. That, you know, that matte gray looking Rolls Royce that she has, you know, and she's just like, who don't have a Rolls Royce? Okay, like, you want me to come pick you up? You know, very tongue in cheek. And these two are tiring. And I just am like, why did you guys break up? Like, we still don't even know. Of course, we know about Simon's legal problems, but clearly those problems are resolved because the man is still here in the United States. So, when they were talking about him possibly getting deported and all that, I mean, that hasn't happened. So obviously, and he moves quite freely in and out of the country, which means that he is a legal citizen and don't have them kind of problems anymore. You know, he's made it clear, like, if he has cheated for somebody to come out and prove it, nobody has done that. The jury is still out on whether or not Porsha, it is running rampant around these here Atlanta streets that Porsha has been out there cheating. Even Dennis told Fallon that. I want to know why was the reason, because Porsha's the one that filed for the divorce, right? I believe Porsha was the one that filed for the divorce, and I guess maybe we are going to hear about that. Oh my God, I'm gonna call you back. I guess, oh, I done forgot my, I told y'all my memory. They've been calling me and shit. What was I gonna say? I said I didn't know why Porsha filed it. Oh, I guess Porsha is probably holding on to that information until the show, you know, and maybe we'll learn all these things for the show. You know, they just started recording, but I'm curious to know, like, what was it that made her finally just be like, you know what, it's over, it's done. When just that a few days before that announcement, you know, she was, Porsha Guabadia gonna be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, you know, and I love my man, and my man, you know. So it's just like, what happened? I'm curious, but I guess we'll find out on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But yeah, you guys, I'm tired of seeing these two. You know, they basically both sold their homes that they had individually, and then they bought a marital home together. So I'm sure that they both are going to have the money or equity that comes out of that house if they do indeed sell the house and all. But child, I don't know what else to say about it. I don't even know if we're going to be able to hear about it on Real Housewives. Didn't they say that she couldn't talk about it on the show? Isn't that one of the stipulations of this, you know, back and forth of this divorce? Or is that just something that I had heard? You guys, y'all put me up on it, because child, I can't no more. I'm tired of them. Okay? Yeah, next story. Y'all, for those of you guys who love them cheesy cheddar biscuits at Red Lobster, honey, you better make you a visit to Red Lobster very soon, because they say that Red Lobster just filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And Chapter 11 bankruptcy, from what I understand, is like when you are restructuring your company. And that means that usually means reduction in staff, reduction in locations, closing down restaurants, and just trying to lower the overhead so that they can afford to keep the company open. And so that means that they've already closed, they said, close to 100 stores, you know, throughout the United States. and they'll probably be closing some more. But because of that, you know, they're not going to be in all of the places that we are used to. I haven't been to Red Lobster in a long time, but it's funny because every time I do end up at a Red Lobster, I'll be like, oh, this wasn't too bad. You know, the Red Lobster specifically in Camp Creek, honey, it had turned, we used to call it Club. They used to call it Club Red Lobster, child. I mean, we used to be up in there deep, niggas in there, child. They would have music, everybody at the bar and all that. I mean, it had almost turned into a club. We used to have some good times at Club Lobster, child. Club Lobster. But yeah, those days of fun are done. And yeah, you know, their food is actually still not bad, but they said that the reason why they were really having, you know, they had taken a toll on their finances, their bottom line, you know, was the fact that Ultimate Shrimp Fest, they said that really did them in. And I was like, you know, niggas, like, we love us some seafood. You know, we gonna eat it. You gonna keep telling us you gonna keep bringing that shit? Yes, we gonna eat it. Even if we don't eat it, we want it. And they said that took, I said, Lord, thank God that they didn't want, you know, have like a Ultimate Crab Fest. I think they did try something like that, but they didn't keep that on long, child. Because, honey, listen, here in Atlanta alone, baby, they was going to put the Atlantic out of business. These niggas here love them some damn crab. You ain't never seen so many crab places than you have seen in Atlanta. It used to be wing places. It is still wing places, but, honey, it's a crab shop. It's a crab restaurant almost everywhere you turn. So, yeah. But yeah, Red Lobster, they say that they gonna just have to cut some people out, cut some places out. That way they can still open it up. And you know what that probably means. They probably gonna take it out of all the black neighborhoods, you know. But we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of an institution and got, you know, put away. Had some good times and good food at Red Lobster. Them biscuits are still #1. But yeah, are you guys sad about that? Are you going to miss Red Lobster? All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get off of here. I'm going to run in here at Panda, give me some Chinese food, and then I'll get on back to work and get this edited. I hope they don't, if this video is up on Wednesday, you guys will know because they flagged me. They just keep on flagging me because all these topics, I think, is just getting everybody nervous. But, you know, it'll be up. I just don't know when. Hopefully it'll be up today. All right. So we do this every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays, you guys. So make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars.